Hello everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith, and in this video we're going to be unboxing an expansion for Terraforming Mars. This is called Colonies, and it's all about harvesting the riches of the outer solar system. This game was published by Stronghold Games. What we're going to be doing in this video is flipping it over, taking a look at the back of the box to find out more about Colonies, and then we're going to dive inside the box and take a close-up look at the components. Our world has widened before us. Corporations expand their operations to all corners of the solar system in pursuit of minerals and resources. Most places are not suited for terraforming, but building colonies may greatly improve your income and your possibilities in achieving that higher goal, the terraforming of Mars. Send your trade fleet to distant moons now, colonize the clouds of Jupiter, and let your Earth assets propel you to success. You'll also notice the contents are laid out on the back of the box. We'll be taking a look at them up close very soon. At the very bottom here, it says Colonies let you visit the outer solar system. It features colony tiles where you can build colonies and send your trade fleet. It also includes new cards and corporations to expand that within the core base game. This is an expansion to Terraforming Mars, and Colonies is played together with that main game and maybe combined with any other expansion and variant. So again, very important to note, you need to have the base game of Terraforming Mars. The first thing you'll see when you open up the box is the Colonies rulebook, and this rulebook is not going to be a long read as it's an expansion to what's already included in the base game. I'm going to open this up so you can actually see an example of the pages inside. You can see it's about 4 pages in length. We've got an introduction right here. We've got a setup area. We've got building a colony, the standard project, trading with a colony tile, a new action, not a standard project. Then over here talks all about the solar phase as well down here with a nice little blurb, very short and concise, about solo play with colonies, because again, Terraforming Mars is playable solo, and every expansion that gets added into the game can be used in a solo capacity. Flip this over to the other side and you've got the credits. So really you're talking 3 pages, maybe 2 pages of rules, and you've got everything down and ready to add this into your game. Next thing you can see here is a pack of cards and some tokens. We'll go over those one by one. Inside the box, you're going to find 8 trade fleet markers, just like this, and each side of them has a recessed area where you're going to be placing one of the 8 colony track markers, which are represented by these cubes. These cubes will just sit right inside the recessed area. On the opposite side of each of these fleet markers, you can see there is no recessed area, so it's just the one side. Now let's take an up-close look at the cards inside of Colonies. We're starting off here with the airliners. We got Air Raid. I won't be going through every single one of these cards in terms of their name, but I do want you to get a good idea of the different ones that come inside of this set, the artwork, the abilities on the cards. Feel free to pause the screen at any point in time in order to inspect each of these cards individually. They're all extremely cool looking, as we know from Terraforming Mars. Even the original base game, the artwork was absolutely awesome, and you can expect more of the same here as well. There's kind of a mix of artist's interpretation, and sometimes almost the artwork looks realistic or photogenic as well, so it's kind of a mixed bag there. But these ones are looking very, very consistent across the board. Very, very nice overall, and are going to add a whole bunch of replayability into the game, as well as new mechanisms specific for colonies, which is pretty cool. So it's going to go through the rest of these. We're about halfway through this deck. Now again, if you've never played Terraforming Mars before, you might look at some of these cards and say they look really busy, they look really confusing, but I can tell you from playing the game myself that after you become accustomed to the icons, they are the most useful laid out things on the cards you could possibly imagine, as they eliminate the need for a ton of text, and then you just have to look at the icons and you know exactly what they mean. So it's not as confusing for new players as it may appear. Again, it's a highly recommended solo game, and I also recommend this myself as I like it quite a bit. Now these are the new corporation cards as well. And that's all the cards that come inside of Colonies. Next up, we're going to take a look at 3 different colony sheets that are tiles, and you'll see 4 of them on screen right now. You can pause the screen to take a look at them or read them. We also have 2 others off screen, which I'm going to bring in right now. This is the other sheet, adding another 4 into the fray. And then finally, the last sheet, 3 of the 4 shown on this last sheet are actual colonies, and this one right here references how to build a colony. The very last thing you're going to find inside the box is very similar to the tile that we already took a look at. This right here is a nice oversized reference tile to building a colony, something again that you can leave around the table in order to reference how this works. This again is a punch out, so the outside of this tile is just there for art and looks. Once this is punched out, the rest of the trim there is thrown away. That is going to wrap up the unboxing for Terraforming Mars, the expansion called Colonies. I really hope this helps you make an informed decision as to whether or not this is an expansion you'd like to add into your base game of Terraforming Mars, or if you've never played Terraforming Mars at all. Hopefully this was interesting in terms of finding out what this particular expansion would add into that base game. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, keep on rolling solo.